It's a amazing journey from cricket to business. Today's story is of Prathmesh Chaurasia, who is co-founder of Memoyo Animations Private Limited from Nagpur, starting from zero team size to 30 people. So चलिए बात करते हैं प्रथमेश से और जानते हैं उनकी स्टोरी. क्रिकेट टू बिजनेस ये कैसे हुआ?
I started playing cricket at the age of around 12 or 13. So while I was there in the academy, there were kids who were playing cricket since the age of 7. So they already had 5 or 6 years of experience, even though that kid was almost of the same age as me. But they have had like an experience of 5 or 6 years more than me. So eventually, I figured out that it will take more efforts from my side. At the same time, even more support from my family. Like as you know, it is a sport. So uh, supplements, diet, health, these things they come into play. So I had to take the call and quit cricket. And from there onwards, I transitioned to this Black Leo Mets, which the founder actually was also a part of the cricket club. So I met them over there, and this is how it transitioned to the venture that I was a part of earlier.
So, Prathmesh, playing a sport for a couple of years, it builds a lot of discipline and lot of structure in your life, right?
Yes.
क्रिकेट ने आपको क्या सिखाया?
Obviously, one thing is hard work. I mean, आप जितने भी नेम्स देख लेते हो, अगर आप इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट टीम जो अभी की है, ऑलमोस्ट सबके साथ या तो कोई मैचेस में मैंने खेला है या फिर वो कोई दूसरे सेम टूर्नामेंट में खेले हुए हैं. सो दीज पीपल मीन्स उनका जो वर्क एथिक है, हार्ड वर्क है, दैट इज ट्रेमेंडस. नो डाउट उसमें टैलेंट इज इन्वॉल्व, रिसोर्सेज आर इन्वॉल्व, बट द काइंड ऑफ हार्ड वर्क दीज पीपल हैव पुट इन, दैट इज द exact, like this is what they have got. So it is something that is very demanding and challenging
So, हार्ड
and
वर्क एंड
take a
कंसिस्टेंसी ये दो चीजें होना जरूरी है.
obviously.
ओके, ग्रेट. सो
And as you rightfully said, consistency. Like in the international cricket team right now, if you will look at the current playing 11 or the 20 or 25 players, जिनमें से playing 11 बनती है. So there are people who have not missed a single practice session in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years. So that is why they are where they are.
ओके, ग्रेट. एंड प्रथमेश, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ सर्विसेज you provide in Memoyo Animations?
Yeah, so it started with basic services like graphic design and this video editing, animations, these things. Now we have switched to CGI ads, 3D ads, cartoons. Like there are a lot of famous cartoons that we have edited. There are a lot of famous podcasters and YouTubers for whom we have done the editing. And apart from this, like there are three of our major ideas, that is 3D billboards, uh, digital foldable sheets, and holograms. So that also we make 3D ads for digital billboards in a lot of these foreign countries.
Okay.
So yeah.
So, Prathmesh, walk us through the challenges that you have faced in Memoyo, like from early days, then initial chaos होगा, फिर धीरे धीरे
Hmm.
you started getting projects, but then when you get the projects, then there is a delivery issue because एक साथ बहुत सारा काम आ गया, अब deliver भी करना है, फिर
Correct.
delivery के बाद customer experience भी देखना है, and then
Correct.
there is challenge in hiring also. How was your
Correct.
journey like?
Okay. So we had one freelancer. So this particular person was the heart and soul of the company. Like uh, means वो एक particular freelancer था. उसको ही हम लोग project outsource करते थे. And if he was available, the projects were on time. That was a complete chaos situation. See, these are all about taking the right decisions. And I remember there is a mentor of mine. One day he came across me and said this, that ये वो रहता है ना कि गलत डिसीजन या फिर गलत एक्शन आप कितने बार भी लो उससे कोई रिजल्ट नहीं आएगा. सही चीज एक बार करो उससे रिजल्ट आ जाएगा. So eventually we went over our budget and hired a team of, let's say, our revenue was X and our expenses were 2X. So we
Oh,
hired a team. Yeah, our hired a, just because of hiring a good team, and then expenses were 2X, but revenue eventually became 5 or 10X. So we took that decision or took that toll, and the results are there.
so you took a
Uh,
risk, and
obviously,
basically, also important thing was you had a mentor who just told
yes,
you that एक आदमी के भरोसे पे आप कुछ बड़ा नहीं बना सकते हो, आपको टीम की जरूरत लगेगी. सो यू अर्ली स्टेज यू गॉट अ मेंटर, विच इज अ वेरी गुड थिंग टू हैव. मेनी ऑफ द early stage entrepreneurs don't realize the importance of having a mentor, right?
correct. Yes. Again, this is something that I got from cricket because any like in the international cricket team, if you will see, all these players they consider one or the other former player as their mentor. So this is again something that is derivative from sports.
Great, great. So then what happened?
So after this, as you know, that we hired this team. Now the task was managing this team, and again there were some like internal issues or blames, office politics, these things they were going on. So again, the solution is that only like hire fast and fire faster. So this is exactly what we did. Unfortunately, see, I am not someone who believes in firing, but at the end of the day, again, these are those decisions that you have to take anyway. So that's about it.
Yeah, so you have to sometimes you have to take hard decisions which are for the better of the business. So you have to look at the business, right?
Correct. Yes.
Prathmesh, share with us feedback of a client which did not go very well, and you had learned a lot of things from that.
Okay, we have had the luck of having good feedbacks from our clients. And in our industry, there is no benchmark for clients. Anyone could
Okay,
be our client. So anyone who's starting could be our client. Anyone who has a very big legacy business. So I met this client. Uh, they had a certain venture which is very catchy. Like it is particularly for Gen Z and so on. So we initially took their branding and marketing. After a certain time, the feedback from them was like, you guys copy things from Google and paste them. So that was a
okay,
very dire feedback to receive.
yeah.
You guys are simply copying things from Google and pasting it. So you better leave this. Anyways, fast forward to today, that client is still in the this process only. I mean, they are still figuring out the branding, marketing. Like they are exactly at the very place where we left. So I can't call it a bad feedback, but still, it was there.
So what was your reaction when they were saying like आप तो सब गूगल से कॉपी पेस्ट करके बना रहे हो, आप काम क्या कर रहे हो?
To be honest, I have never expected such kind of a feedback
Yeah.
from them because they are also from an industry. वो भी एक ऐसी इंडस्ट्री से है जहाँ उन्हें पता है कि how much of designing requires और वो रहता है ना कि how much creative art is required to come up with a draft. So, anyways, this I did not expect, and still, like there is, I don't argue usually with clients. So I accepted their feedback and simply like walked off from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and what was your reaction towards your team after you had this feedback? Because you had to share this with the team, and then you had to react right about it. कि अब तो client चला
Yeah.
गया. So, what
Yes.
was going on at that time?
No, no, I keep my team in a very happy spot. See, there are places, there are instances where there's a mistake from my team. So that is a complete different scheme of events. Now, this kind of a feedback, it is something that was basically wrong from the client side. Like it was a failure in their evaluation. So these kinds of things I like don't share. Like these are the pills that I swallow. These pills don't reach my client, my team particularly.
Okay. And
Yeah.
while you are bonding with your team, Prathmesh, so
Yes.
what are the three key aspects a leader should, follow to bond with their team?
Yes. Sure thing. See, the first thing is this, that you criticize in private and appreciate in public. Like, and mostly people do the other way around. People have this ability whenever they start screaming or find out a mistake, like they make sure everyone hears like what this particular person did wrong, and they make sure that everyone takes a note of it. I don't work that way. It is the other way around. Whenever I criticize, it is very much in private, so that the person making the mistake should be the only person realizing it. Also, like when it comes to this mistakes, uh, I have this feedback kind of a mechanism. I'll give you an example. So there is this astrologer of mine. Uh, so how he deals with his clients is, see, whenever he sees someone chat. Now, I don't know how much you people believe, but I like the way he works. So, whenever he sees someone's chart and he sees something is going to go wrong, let's say if the coming 2 3 months are going to go absolutely wrong, something like that. So he doesn't tell you what will go wrong. He just simply tells you what needs to be done to get over these problems. And after those 2 3 months, he asks you to connect back again. Now, once those 2 3 months they go by, then he explains, this was supposed to go wrong, but we somehow managed it. So this thing I have basically copied from him, that whenever someone creates a problem or someone is not working properly, I don't point out the problems right away. I give them the solution, and after them improving or not improving, then I basically point out the problems. So it avoids conflicts and people like working with us. Then, now coming to the third part, that is appreciation. And that is something that creates a lot of office politics. Because again, if we are appreciating one person, it should not be in a way that we are depreciating someone else, or we are
Others
making,
feel like
yeah,
मुझे तो कभी
inferior.
appreciate नहीं किया, favoritism हो
Exactly.
गया and all that kind of things, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
great.
yeah.
So that was a great insight, Prathmesh. Moving on, you also worked at Black Leo Meds, which was
Yes.
basically in the fundraising and M&A transactions kind of work. So tell us about like fundraising for startups. क्या होता है actually?
Okay. Okay. See, I am not an expert in this topic. Still, I recommend everyone to go to this Y Combinator, and there is a section over there which is known as Startup School. It
Okay.
has very good insights on fundraising. They will basically solve all our doubts. And see, currently, if you will look at the fundraising scenario, it is more or less dependent on the industry that you are working in. If your industry is in trend in terms of fundraising, it is a very smooth process for you. If not, then it will be a task. Also, there are, see, we do talk about things like product market fit. This product should be fit for the market. We should develop a product that works out. But in fundraising, uh, product market fit will for sure will be there. But founder market fit is something people don't talk about, and that is the very crux of fundraising, that the founder should be fit for the market. People don't invest in the product because everyone knows products can improve. Like if you are building a product or anyone else is building a product will improve eventually. We can simply hire a good team and the product will improve itself. We can invest a lot of funds and the product will improve itself. But what matters is, will the founder himself or herself improve? That is the very crux of fundraising.
So founder market fit ये मेरे लिए नया है. इसको थोड़ा
Obviously,
elaborate करो.
founder market fit, as in, is this particular person right for the industry? Like if you are a founder, are you the right founder for the industry? And we can take the same parameters that we take for products. Like, if will this particular founder sell? Will this phase be good for this particular industry? Is this person really knowledgeable about this industry? If not, then is this person ready to adapt to this industry? See, these are things that we consider about the product, कि क्या ये product सही है industry के लिए adapt करने के लिए, क्या इसकी pricing सही है? At the same time, is this founder, like if you will compare founder and product directly, so it is more or less like this: is the pricing of the product right? And at the same time, is this founder that valuable that we should invest? So these things go hand in hand. Then people talk about this spending on marketing of a product, like if you are basically your CAC to LTV ratio. But people don't talk about this PR to fundraising ratio or PR to revenue ratio. This is something that founders should take care of. So at the end of the day, the investment is in the founder itself. Now, people do talk about timing of the product, like what is the right time to launch a product. But people don't talk about the schedule of the founder, how he or she is managing a certain kind of a venture, how much time he or she is investing. And these are the things that investors, venture capitalists, these people, they value.
So one thing is whether you know about the industry for which you are founding your startup or the
Yeah.
venture. Second is how much you are involved into that. What is
Yes.
your comfort level with the domain expertise of that particular industry or vertical that you're working on? If not, are you willing to hire the right people who have domain expertise and adapt to this situation? And then
Right.
basically, how much you are involved in your venture, right? it's
Right.
it's not
Yeah.
just about like starting a venture, but what is your involvement in day to day of your venture, right?
Yes. Yes.
There's one more interesting aspect that I would like to talk about, Prathamesh. What
Yes.
are the mistakes that early stage founders do when they approach the investors?
Hmm. Okay. See, first mistake in itself. Like if you will, particularly since we are sitting in Nagpur, so if you will see most founders, they haven't approached any investor at all.
Okay.
They didn't have the this advantage of meeting an investor in person. So the first mistake in itself is being the go-getter, meaning going out there and getting to the right investors. Like there are people who have jumped in front of Narayan Murthy's car. There are people who send emails. Like this is what me and my co-founder do. Like if we get the email of some a very good venture capitalist, so we basically write RE and then we add a colon and then write the email. So to them, it comes as if we are replying to their email, even though it is the first email that we are sending. So being a go-getter is obviously on the top of the like mistake that people do. Some founders do think that they have a good product, they have a good team, and an investor will come himself or herself by like just they'll find them out and get to this venture. That is something like that is of a fairy tale. Like it does happen to some people, but that is a complete fairy tale. Now, the other mistakes that founder do is again over elaborating or overestimating the TAM, total addressable market. So this is a very very big mistake. Like to a founder, like they have this perception that just because I built this product and this product will sell well, it means that everyone is gonna agree to it and everyone is gonna buy it, or
Yeah.
could be the same for the service. So again, you are a founder, obviously, it is your very right to believe in your product. But just there is a fine line between what's practical and what's completely beyond imagination. Most founders are on the other end, completely beyond the imagination. So that is where fundraising it becomes a very hard task. Then there are these basic things: overvaluing your startup, overvaluing your ideas, just simply sitting with an idea and waiting for the funds to come to execute anything, not developing a MVP. Like there are people that I know, they had it had been 3 or 4 years. 4 years ago they had an idea. Now they have an idea. Just the difference is they tried to raise funds, they couldn't raise funds, and they are still at the very place. In terms of research, they are exactly at the same place. In terms of like going out there, reaching out to people, they are at the very same place. So ideas won't work out by themselves. So these are the basic mistakes that people.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Prathmesh, you also had a journey in Winzera where you were an intern and you
Yes.
reached to business development leader in very less time. What mindset, habits, and strategies helped you grow so quickly within the company?
As you know, founders are salespeople basically. We are either selling our startup, we are either selling our product to someone else, our product to our clients, or our complete business to an investor. So we are basically salespeople, and this is the exact mindset that I had in Winzera. Yeah, it is a B2B e-commerce platform which deals in wellness products. And due to my experience in cricket, I had this opportunity to get in touch with the right people who are the right buyers. Now, like when I was an intern, so the founders and my seniors, they obviously had this confidence in me that this person will do good just because he has a sports background. Now, in the initial first or 2 months, it was like a complete challenge and an eye-opening session for me because even though I had a background, nothing worked out. The reason was simple. I was not a born salesman, or I was not someone who would go out there and push a sale and convert a sale. And this is something that I learned eventually with the right books and everything. So, and again, the right mentorship within the company itself. There is one thing that I really value, that is mentorship. So, then after that, I made the switch. The switch was simple, that I am not a business development this, business development that. I am basically a salesman. I basically accepted this truth, swallowed this pill, and then I started working.
Hmm.
And believe me or not, like this is the truth that I swallowed. But I don't think throughout my journey in Winzera I have ever felt as if literally I am simply pushing a sale or simply converting a sale or something like that. Things happen by itself, but just because I swallowed this pill, I had the appetite of taking no's from clients. I had the appetite of uh, like solving doubts, and it worked out itself. So the
Generally in
switch was in the
sales,
mindset. Yes.
generally in sales, what happens is like, people try to sell, uh, this is my product, this is my service, this is the feature, that is the feature, that is the feature, and that never works, right? What
Yes.
works is like basically, are you able to solve their problem? Are you talking in a language that they understand, right? And how are you going to add value into their life? That what completes a sale, right? Rather than talking technically about your features and everything. So okay, so Winzera mein
Hmm.
you swallowed that hard pill, that you came up with the idea like मैं तो कुछ भी सेल कर दूंगा, right? पर जब reality hit हुई, so then you understood
Hmm.
कि sales is something not I can uh, do right now, but I'm ready to learn how to do it. So that was a very important mindset shift कि नहीं भाई मेरे को नहीं आता है, I need to accept it and I need to take those steps to learn it step by step, and then only my growth will happen, right? So two
Yes.
things happened. एक तो आपको एक्सेप्टेंस चाहिए और दूसरा आपको
Yes.
लाइफ लॉन्ग लर्निंग चाहिए। अगर ये दोनों नहीं है तो फिर कैसे ग्रोथ होगी,
Yeah.
राइट?
Correct. Again, in Winzera, there was a mentor of mine, so he recommended a book, Eat That Frog. And the name
ईट दैट
says
फ्रॉग,
itself.
या
Yeah. So the name says itself. Yeah. At the end of the day, we'll have to basically do what we don't want to do to get to where we want to be.
ओके एंड प्रथमेश, फ्रॉम योर जर्नी व्हाट एडवाइस वुड यू लाइक टू गिव टू यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर्स?
Hmm. Now, in terms of advices, okay, I'll again explain this with a story. So, this person I had the privilege of meeting, he's a professor in IIT Bombay. His expertise is in this only founders, sales, these things. So, I had the privilege of meeting him. So, one day he was, I think, traveling to the UK, and in his flight there was a layover in I think it was in Germany, Frankfurt probably. So during this layover, his other flight, the connecting flight, it delayed. So this person is a professor from IIT, and he was sitting at the airport. Now a girl walks to him. She is all like, she was wearing all branded clothes, like the brand you can name.
या
So all branded clothes, everything. So she walked to him, and she asked him like, "Would you like to have a beer?" Now, this particular person, he was sitting at the airport on the floor because the connecting flights were getting delayed. And at that time, I think some FIFA World Cup or some sporting event was going on.
Very rush.
So, yeah. So he basically sat on the floor. No, not about the rush. Like the event was going on and it was being displayed on a screen.
Okay.
So all the passengers were simply sitting and enjoying the event. So this girl comes up and she says this that would you like to have a beer? So again, as this person is a person from marketing, so he asks the first question he asked is it for free? So she says no, it is for $10. Now this person looked around and so okay, flight is not going anywhere. Even if I have a drink, nothing is gonna happen. So he took the drink and then he kept on watching the event. That girl went off. Later on, while he was boarding, he saw a shop where it was written beer for $5. Now, now he boards this flight. Now sees the same woman. So then he asked her, like, you sold me a beer for $5 extra. Why did you do so? So she was explaining, yeah, it was fun to do so, and I had no time. There was obviously no network on my phone. There was nothing I could do. So I basically sold a beer to you. So, like from a perspective, it feels as if she is again someone like as per her appearance, she seemed to be very rich. But so this person asks her, he like, what do you do for a living? So she explains that I am a CEO of this particular venture. This particular company was a tech company, had nothing to do with alcohol, has obviously nothing to do with connecting flights and this person sitting
Yeah.
over there. So this professor then asks her, "Ki, you are CEO of such a big company. Why were you selling alcohol to me?" So she says that part of my work is to sell, and I am somewhere feeling that the software or the technology that we are selling, uh, I'm feeling like we are not getting a connect with the customers. So I was basically practicing how to sell something to someone on this airport. Then she
Okay.
questions him back, "Ki, what do you do for a living?" Okay, so again, this guy being a professor, so he explained that I am a professor and I teach all these things. So now a question that she came up with was, so what were you practicing at that particular airport? So again, he went speechless. So, like to young founders, the message is simple: to go out and grind. Obviously, don't take no's for answers. Have the courage to stand up for yourself. Have the courage for stand up for your ideas, and uh, obviously, believing in yourself. These things are there, but make sure that you introspect within yourself. Like, what are the challenges that you have within yourself, and what does it take to be the right founder for this particular venture or to be the right founder for this particular idea. This to-do list or this vision board you must have. Like what should be the qualities of the founder of this particular venture? These things you need to inculcate in yourself. I think that is the advice that would sum up everything from what I have learned in this particular journey of mine.
So basically, go out there and try out things, right?
Yes.
Just don't sit around and see, like, do too much of reading, and just don't go out there and burn yourself out. Find a balance also, right?
Yeah, again, if you have read this, there is a book of Jack Welch. He was considered the CEO of the century. So he made this point very clear that there is no work-life balance. There are work-life choices, and for every choice there are consequences. So
Amazing. That's
yeah,
amazing. There is no work life balance at all. There are choices you make, right?
and for every choice there is a consequence, good or bad, whatever it may be. So again, these things, see, like there was a big issue. People were blaming Narayan Murthy for asking people to work 100 hours a week. Now I get it. Like if someone is doing 9 to 5 and they are asked to work 100 hours a week, it is a complete different thing. But if you are a founder, 100 hours a week is not something to be worried about. getting the job done is something to be worried about.
To be worried about
Right.
solving the problems, servicing your
Exactly.
client, that is what you are more focused on, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. That was a great insight. And Prathmesh, like, imagine yourself today and imagine Prathmesh 5 years back. Okay, what advice
Yes.
today's Prathmesh will give to that Prathmesh?
Okay. Hmm. The again, first advice would be this, that don't overvalue your ideas, don't overvalue your venture. Be practical. Look at what the situation is there in the market. And the other advice would be, no matter how hard you work, there is always a bigger fish. Like there is always someone working harder than you, managing things better than you. So these two advices will be the.
Okay, and Prathmesh, yours journey has been amazing from coming from a cricket to setting up the business and then getting clients and everything. So it's a journey from chaos to clarity. So what clarity means to you today?
Okay. See, my definition of clarity would be simply being punctual, doing things on time, and having a roadmap or a plan of milestones that we'll have to achieve and practically achieving them. Also, having a very feasible way or pathway of setting the benchmarks, achieving the benchmarks, and setting the milestones and achieving the milestones. So that is clarity, in my opinion.
So this was Prathmesh's story from cricket to business. I hope you enjoyed listening to this story. If you enjoy listening to our stories, please do hit the subscribe button, and in the comments also let us know what did you feel about this story, and if you have any feedback, please do share in the comments. I'll see you next week with another amazing story like this.